Hello, everyone, and welcome to the It's Getting Late channel. My name's Jacob, and joining me, as always, is my wonderful co host, Paul.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
And today, guys, what we will be going over is our Scream 7 spoiler free review. So, we will have our full spoiler review for Scream 7 in about a couple days with our podcast that we will have come out probably Saturday or Sunday. So, keep an eye out over the weekend for that. But for now, we are going to go spoiler free. Me and Paul just saw it opening night, packed theater, and let's get into it. I think, Paul, let's start off with some positives for one. Okay.
Okay.
I think some of the kills were pretty solid in this one. I like some of the
They
kills in this.
they definitely were. They were very brutal, like way
Yes.
brutal than I remember other Scream movies being. Like there's some Scream kills like Dewey that were like
That's my favorite
very
one.
very violent, very brutal.
Favorite.
I know you love that one. But I'm like sitting there thinking about other Scream movies. I'm like, most of the time it's just like a quick stab
And we're
or a
done.
gunshot and that's it. This movie, they were like, no, I'm not going to stab you once. I'm going to stab you about 30 or 40 times.
We're going to go
Spill your
into it.
guts on the floor. Like, it's very brutal.
There are some creative ones. We won't get into what they do, how they do it, because we'll leave it up to you guys to have some fun with it. But they do have some very creative and fun ways. So we have that.
Yeah.
A big thing with the Scream movies everybody asks about is how is our cast? Do I like our cast? And for me, I think you can have your top of your cast with Sydney. You can have your top of your cast with Sydney, and
Yeah.
then you can have it with Gail and stuff like that. And we have the new additions of like Sydney's daughter and her husband and Sydney's daughter's Tatum, all her friends. We get them all in there.
Yeah.
But
The
I
new
think
generation.
exactly. But if you have your highest people, your highest cast members, Sydney, and those are your best, flip a coin, and that's the same for the rest of the cast members, guys. The cast members in this are very iffy, even though I will say it is a very star-studded cast for up-and-coming actors. I mean, we have some
Yes. Yes.
solid actors and actresses in there that are in this movie that are good to see. But like I said, guys, it is hard. Some of the writing is where this movie falls flat. The writing in this can be very, very bad. I don't know. How do
Yeah.
you
I mean,
feel about it, Paul?
there's a lot of points where I'm like, so there's like, what was the point of this character? Like, there's a lot of like just moments where it's like, so there's like that kind of just didn't make sense,
It
felt
just happens.
unnecessary. And then also, I know this is a movie that is, it's a sequel to movies that came out in the '90s, and it's
Yep. 30-year
homaging the
franchise.
'90s. It is a 30-year franchise, and I think that they forgot, hey, this is the future. We have cell phones, and then there's moments where you're like, so there's like, did people forget that they could just call for help at any point? It's
Yes.
like
There's some
they're
logic
still running around.
things.
They're very like
Plot
blank
holes.
logic plot holes where it's like, so there's like they're running around like it's still the '90s, screaming, "Help! Help! Help! Somebody help me!" It's like, you have a cell phone. Call 911. It's like, I know it's a movie, and then you got to have all
You have to
these
suspend some disbelief,
yeah,
but
guys,
at the
suspended
same
some disbelief.
time,
But how far do I
ugh,
have to suspend my disbelief?
exactly. And because we've had movies where we've suspended our disbeliefs and all that, but they've made smart decisions. They've made smart decisions. Our
Yes.
characters have. And in this one, I see nothing. There were so many times where I just caught myself rolling my eyes
It's like, why?
over and
Like,
over.
it's like, I feel like, what was the character in the first Scream movie? Meeks, the nerd, is like, everyone's a suspect. That guy,
Randy. Randy?
Randy
Yeah.
Meeks. I could hear him in the back of my mind screaming at some of these characters sometimes, like, why are you not following my rules? I laid these rules out 30 years ago. You still don't follow the rules.
Just it's a hard one, guys. There's
It is. It
if
is. I mean,
if I have to kind of break it down, guys, structurally, the problem with this movie is that things just happen. And for any of you guys that watch movies and are deep into, I'll go into a little bit of film theory with you guys. when you're writing a movie and you're doing these movies, you have to have reasons for why things are happening. Why is said thing happening so that we get to this point? Why? We'll go an example in Infinity War. Why is Thanos showing up on Thor's ship? Oh, well, he wants the Infinity Stone that's on the ship. Okay, why is Thanos then going to Earth? Oh, because he wants the Infinity Stone. There are reasons why Thanos goes from point to point to point. Because when you look at Infinity War, guys, Thanos is the protagonist in that. Whether or not he's a good guy
Yeah,
or a
no,
bad guy,
100%.
he is your main
That's
character
that
in the
is
future.
his movie. That's
Exactly.
his journey, his story. It's
Exactly.
it's not, oh, he's going to each of these places. Okay,
Hmm.
got to fight these guys here, fight these guys here. No, those are the antagonists, the
Are
hurdles
reasons.
that he has to overcome to get what he wants.
Yes. And there are reasons he's going from place to place to place.
Yes.
In this movie, guys, characters go places and they do things and you're like, okay, but
Why?
why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Why are we pushing this? And their solution for it is, oh, there's loud music, ba-bang, and now there's something that happened, ba-bang, and there is a lot of show, and there's a lot of tell and not show. Like
Yeah.
there's so much like too much dialogue in some scenes where it's like, you don't have to tell us that. We're not stupid. Don't. And they act and they treat you like audience members at times like you are stupid, and they're spoon feeding it to you. And I was talking to Paul about this, guys, before we started this video. I said it is clear that they had a set script for Jenna Ortega, and what is the other actress's name? I keep forgetting her name.
Melissa Barrera, I believe was her name.
Yes. And when
Yes.
things went down with those two, and they, Melissa got fired, and then Jenna left. When all that happens, you can see that, oh, this is a very rushed script, and the only reason we had a movie come out is because we needed something for the 30th anniversary of Scream.
Yeah.
But I also, Paul, here's what I don't understand. If you wanted something for the 30th anniversary for Scream, that's fine. But we're only in February.
Yeah, no, they could have definitely delayed it to October, Halloween
You
time,
could have
and
given yourself another 6 months
mhm,
easily.
and maybe not rush the script. But I bet it's not just the script that you also have to think of the actors
Yeah.
and
The
like
time, the
when
money,
is
when they
their
set things up. Yeah.
schedule open, like
Yeah.
if there are specific people that you want to appear in this movie, and there are a lot of big actors in this movie that appear, they probably had to work around some schedules and be like, okay, this person's only available from August to September, so we got to film in that amount of time. And
Yep. I
so
think another issue, and I think you'll agree with me on this, is that the movie never felt like we got into a flow state. Like Scream movies, we usually get
yeah,
into a flow state. It's like, okay, we understand what's happening now. We understand kind of the motive behind some things, and now we understand, and characters are going places for a
yeah,
reason. And we're in a thing here. We're
this was
going.
like most movies like kind of have this like build up, and then you
Yep.
reach the climax, and then
Yep.
like
That's exactly
like
how it should be. Yep.
there's a gradual curve. This movie was like, okay, we're gonna slowly build up, and then shit happens, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna take a moment, and now shit happens again. It's like, okay, give us some build up. Don't
It
just be
doesn't
like,
work together.
and Ghostface is here.
Yeah. It
Like
does not work together.
no, they don't build up anything, and then there's not really a lot of time for, like, okay, characters have to have time to develop. They don't give the characters time to develop because half the movie they're running for their lives, and then the very brief moments that you get when Ghostface isn't chasing them down, they're all making the same choices, the same mistakes over and over. They are not developing their characters. They're stuck in the same just rut that they have been
Yeah,
since the beginning of the movie.
and also, guys, when another film theory thing, when you're writing characters and you're writing your main protagonist, and it's like you're writing your things, and it's like, okay, your character needs to have one point, and when they get to the end of the movie, they should be like this. It should be a 180. They should be different from the beginning to the end in most stories. Other stories,
Yes.
certain things, but in your normal formatting, that's how it should be. In this one, our characters don't change at all. And I'm not just saying just, oh, Sydney or Tatum. I'm saying nobody makes a change. and it makes you feel like, okay, so what was the point of this movie? What was the
Hmm.
point of this story? Why did we need to go back into the Scream universe and tell this story? Because in other iterations, we had reasons
There
to
was
tell the
reasons, yeah.
story. They found a
Even
reason,
the last two movies,
which
like
had
with
been
the core
great. I
four,
really
they
liked
were really good, and they had reasons, is like
five
the
and six. I
reasons
liked them.
for Ghostface showing up, the reason
Yep.
for the characters being stalked. Like there were reasons in this movie. Most of the characters die just because they're there,
Or they do
just
something stupid.
or
Or
they
they
do
do
something
something
stupid,
stupid.
and like the the reason for the characters being there, the reason for the characters just honestly just being even associated with this is just because, oh, they happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, we won't say who dies and stuff like that, guys. Like,
No,
we're
no,
not gonna
no,
get
no.
into that. But you guys should know that when we're in a Scream movie, people are gonna die.
People gonna die. Yeah, come on.
So, and
It's a
yes,
Scream movie.
some of them die in creative ways, but
Hmm.
other times it's just like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? And I told Paul, this, guys, I've said for many years, if Scream 3 is your worst movie in your franchise, you're doing all right, because Scream 3, even though it's not the best, it's still a solid film. Even though
Yeah.
the twist may not be your favorite, and it all still
It
makes
is a little
sense.
convoluted at
Yeah,
times,
and you're
but
wondering how exactly. But I
yeah.
I I love what they tried to do with Scream 3, especially Scream 3 holds a special place in a lot of fandom because it's the only one that only had one killer. So Scream 3 is a special Scream, and it's not bad. This one, guys, is the worst. This one is not a this in my opinion is not a good movie. It's not a good movie. It's
I
Yeah, I'm a little bit more crucial on it
Yeah,
than
well,
Paul
because
is.
you're the
Yeah.
Scream fan. Like
Yeah, guys,
this is your
Sc- yeah,
franchise.
Scream was the first horror movie I watched, and it is my favorite horror movie. So, like, I'm gonna be a little bit more critical on it, but it was really hard as a
I
Scream fan to
I
watch.
I definitely agree with you that it is the weakest of the franchise. I'd put it at like a 5 or a 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
Like,
I put it at a 4 because I
yeah.
don't know if I'd ever watch this movie again. I would never. If someone said, "Hey,
Yeah.
I've got the Scream movies here. Which one are we watching?" and they say, "Well, we don't have Scream 1 and 2. Which one are we watching?" I'm not
So
putting
it's
in
like I was
7.
about to say is like I'll watch 1 and 2.
Yeah, if they're like, "Hey, we don't have 1 and 2." I'm like, "Okay, 5, 6, 3, all solid choices." And it kind of sucks because since everything feels so rushed, it just kind of sucks because the first two, since this new studio has kind of taken over and these new creatives have, I think it's been Kevin
Mhm.
Williams who's been
Kevin
doing,
Williamson, yeah.
yeah, he's been doing the last two. He's done a great job on the last two, and he's done great with this little Scream revival. Because you guys got to think here, Scream took about I think it was like 10 or 15 year break before they came back, and he- oh shoot, and they did a great job with 5 and 6. And for us to then get to 7, wind comes out of the sails a little bit where it's like, ah. But you also have to think this is a 30-year franchise. Eventually, guys, we're going to have a flop. We're going to have one that's not as good.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a good thing that it lasted as long as it did without having a flop.
Yeah. I mean, go back, guys. No other horror franchise has gone 30 years with being this good of a track record.
I was about to say most horror franchises don't make it 5 years without having a flop.
Exactly. Like, guys, I love the Halloween franchise. I love Friday the 13th, and I love Nightmare on Elm Street. But after you get past the original trilogy of those movies, they start going bad real quick.
Hmm.
And then they
And
sometimes
then it
have a good
becomes just
one.
cash grabs, and
Yeah.
then there are like every once in a while,
Halloween
like
2017 was,
Halloween
or
2017
17
was
or 18,
good.
one of them, whichever one that
Um,
was.
yeah,
The
and then
first one of that newer trilogy. That one was awesome. And then they did
yeah.
two sequels that were hot ass. So that was, and I think honestly, after this one, they're gonna have some time to regroup.
Yeah, I think that what they need to do, it feels almost like they tried to do the same thing that they did with 5 and 6, and be like, here's the new generation. We're gonna
Yeah,
pass off
new
the
people.
torch from Sydney and Gail and Dewey, and bring in this new crew. And the core four, they had a great run. I was like, it sucks that they
Things fell
lost
through.
half of the core four,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, well, we got to go back to Sydney again. Okay, let's try this again, but with Sydney's daughter and her friends. We'll try it again. We'll try passing the torch off to this generation. And it just did not land as well as
Yeah.
it did in the previous two movies.
You also just never connect with her daughter at all, guys. So like
With her daughter or her friends.
yeah, you just don't. You never, and like Paul said, guys, there's never time for the characters to develop, and so
Hmm.
the characters all come off as one note. And since they come off one note, they never have time to develop. And you honestly, guys, never care about the characters. Even Sydney, I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want her to die, but if she dies, okay. Like
At
that's
least that would be something compelling to move the
yes,
story forward.
yes.
Honestly, it's just more of the same is what it feels like.
Exactly. A little thing here too, guys. Not a good or bad, but is there an end credit scene for Scream 7? There is not an end credit scene, but there is a mid credit
Mid-credit
scene
scene, yeah.
that is it has it's I'm not going to say what it is, but it's just a fun little thing. So don't if you
Yeah.
have to pee and get out of there, you're good. You're not going to miss anything. But if you want to
Yeah.
sit around and watch a little fun little snippet for about a minute or two, go ahead. By the way, there's music that is in the background for the credits that McKenna Grace
Oh,
did.
with
Aw,
Ice Nine Kills.
yes, awesome, guys. The
It's
music
super
is
good.
pretty solid for the credits. The music in the credits
Oh,
was solid.
and something else that was excellent that came
Oh
out of the movie.
yes.
We
If you
both
go
got
this weekend,
these
guys, your theater most likely
pretty
will have these
awesome,
posters. Yes.
pretty awesome posters. There's some other variations. There's
Yes.
a Texas Chainsaw like esque one that's also coming out, plus one that's just like the actual like the Scream 7 poster like we got behind us. Like they got, I will say they are selling a lot of merch for this movie, popcorn
Popcorn
buckets
buckets,
and
yep.
all sorts of stuff. I didn't get a popcorn bucket; they were sold out before I got there. But I got the poster. The poster's pretty cool. I like it, and I mean, like we said, it's a mixed bag. Let's put it that way. It's a mixed
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah, there's going to be there I think the casual if you are a casual movie going audience and you are the basic and you're not the biggest
Yeah,
Scream person,
if you're just going to watch a horror movie,
I,
then
I think you'll be like, okay,
you'll
but
have a decent
you'll
time.
have a decent time. If you're in love with Scream and love Scream, you're probably going to be disappointed. Now, if you go
Yeah.
into Scream 7 and you're a big Scream head and you love it, good on you. I am happy that you had a good experience with this movie. For me, I personally did not, as a guy that's been loving Scream for a while. But if you do, good on you. But I think we're gonna wrap things up here, guys. So final five, we'll do 5 stars, Paul. Out of 5, what are you giving this movie?
Out of 5, I'd
Out of
probably put
5,
it
how
at
many stars?
I'd put it at a 3.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 2. But anyways, guys, what do you think about Scream 7? Have you gotten to see it? Have you not gotten to see it? If you have seen it and you want to put your comments in the comments below, totally fine with us. Make sure you put a big
Yeah,
spoiler at the front of
absolutely.
your comment, please, so that if people haven't seen it yet, they can go and experience it for themselves and enjoy it. But with that, guys, we will have our spoilery detail on our podcast coming up over the weekend. We will also, if you guys are Resident Evil fans, we will have our Resident Evil
Ooh.
9 spoiler-free review. We're going to be talking about Wolverine, the video game, the release date for it. We'll also be talking about Mortal Kombat 2 and the new trailer that came out this week. That was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
sick.
It's been a
But
pretty good week for
it
stuff.
has. It has. But with that, guys, my name's Jacob.
I'm Paul.
And we will see you guys this weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody.
See you later.